Are Asians naturally more intelligent?
That's just not on the table. It's not a matter of biology or genetic differences. That we're very clear about.
Stanford cultural psychologist Hazel Marcus notes a distinction between intelligence and academic success. Education is particularly prized in most Asian cultures. Academic success, a child's duty to his family.
It's the most important role. It's your job. It's what you are supposed to do, is to bring honor to the family by becoming educated.
I've had an African-American friend of mine say to me, well, what's so wrong with being a model minority? I'd love to have my community stereotyped as being hardworking, studious, successful. And, and I thought about that. And I think, and my answer was really that, that may be a nice stereotype, but it's a stereotype. And as we all know, stereotypes do not reflect the full picture and even the majority of what's going on. It's only certain individuals, and it's true that there are many successful children of Asian immigrants who immediately catapult into the Ivy League and go on to have these spectacular careers. And yes, those stories exist, but the other side of the coin is that many of those children of immigrants who are working 24 hours in a green grocery store or whatever, they're not getting supervised at home. They're not getting guidance. They're joining gangs, or they're having issues that many adolescents would have anyway, and then it's compounded by language and by cultural isolation and by just lack of parental involvement. I mean, there's many issues in the Asian communities that don't get told because they are just sort of crowded out by this model minority myth, and we really do have to insist that it is a myth.
More recently, the Pew Foundation did a study on Asian Americans that said, just last year, it said that Asian Americans are the most highly educated, most wealthiest Americans. And many Asian American activists said, you got to be careful, because you're again conflating the community into one number in terms of income. You're not looking at the variations by ethnicity. And when you do that, you start to see differences in terms of income. For example, Southeast Asian groups are still arguably more at risk with regard to poverty, with regard to high school dropout rates, with regard to teenage pregnancies, than those traditional at-risk groups like African Americans and Latinos that we often view as those that need more public policy help in terms of trying to address these issues in the community.